Welcome back to Radio Dolby 89.6 FM.
That's right, man. Season 5, Episode 3. Cranking through them again, eh? Yeah, man. It's going by fast.
Must admit, Brother Dolby, this music's sounding like real down-tempo, man.
Oh, nice. I think it's nice to have a little bit of a chill beat before we kick off.
It's got a feeling that way as well, to be honest. It's
yeah, man.
Been a beautiful summer, but you know how it is. The more beautiful a summer is, the more you want. And then you wake up one morning and you realise it's gone.
Yeah, man.
And it's autumn.
It's getting cold in the mornings.
But it's an autumn in Dolby City.
Yeah. I don't actually mind the cold in the mornings. You know, I can helps me get up and kind of get my skates on a bit quicker with the chill in the air.
Well, that bit was nice, Brother Dolby.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask you actually. Where does this music come from? Like, how's this done? I'm not quite sure.
Comes from the heart, Brother Dolby. I've got a few little drum machines, a couple of samplers, a couple of synths. You know, I just plug away at it. I've been sort of doing this sort of thing for quite a while now, got a few years. I'm no expert, but you know, thanks. I can crank out a little track though, can't I? Not too bad. Cheers, man.
Alright, tonight what we're doing is we're going to play for you very shortly a recording we did last week when Brother Dolby and I decided to have a look, sneak peek into the future, and you know, we'll find out what happens. But right now, any second now, I can see the car pulling up downstairs. We've got Moider Mother and we've got the whole family here in Dolby City in the studio right after this break. The future is something that it exists, you know, whether you like it or not. But if you think you can think ahead and understand what's going to happen in the future, then well, you need to come along to the Dolby City casinos, because you know, if you know the future, then you know how to become rich. You know, if you've got the gift, the gift only come to those who know the future. Dolby City Casinos, come on, bring a gift.
Tune in and calm down in your electric water bath whilst being amused and soothed by your hosts, Dylan and Andy, only on Radio Dolby.
a Stocking by Moider Mother, who are right here in the studio at Radio Dolby 89.6 FM. A friend of mine used to get into a bit of trouble here in Dolby with the police, and he tells me they used to take him into the cells and give him a good beating, and what they used to do was they put an orange inside a stocking, and they'd hit him repeatedly with that because it tended not to show any bruising. But a brick in a stocking, that's, well, I guess the intent is a little bit more obvious. Can you tell us a little bit about the inspiration for this song?
Well, Brick in a Stocking is a direct reference to the name of our band. It's kind of a cornerstone song for us in general. It's about 16 and 15-year-old schoolgirls in the 1950s, Pauline Parker and Juliet Holm, who decided to moider the mother of Pauline, Honara, and they did it in a completely brutal fashion with a brick in a stocking, which they'd taken from an old film noir movie. And they also mention in their diaries, which you can read bits of, they talk about tomorrow we're going to Moider Mother. So they really liked using that language of those old films. So yeah, and it's quite interesting because we're actually a mother and son in the band. So it's kind of sinister and also kind of great. And yeah, it's definitely a song that kind of tells you everything you need to know about us in one sort of song, I think.
Personally, I like the idea of calling ourselves Moider Mother in a song called Brick in a Stocking because I really like the film Heavenly Creatures, which features the murders, of course. And yeah, I hate Peter Jackson, but this is the one good thing he's done. It's a very Christchurchian kind of film, and it seemed kind of funny naming ourselves after something that was so nationalistic or regionalistic, but it's kind of an anti-national song, I think, because of its subject matter.
You can't say you hate Peter Jackson on a New Zealand radio show. What about all the Lord of the Rings fans?
That's exactly why I want to say it. I hate Lord of the Rings. Hate it. Fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, I think I can't say I'm a huge fan myself, and I hate that people will like, oh, you're from New Zealand, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I'm like, no, Heavenly Creatures, like
Meet the Feebles and Brain Dead was good too, but Heavenly Creatures I think is his best film, and then it just started going downhill. I know you like The Frighteners, you know.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not amazing, but it's quite cool that it's shot in Littleton, you know, and like those streets. And me and Noah watched the zombie one the other day. Did you like that?
That was really good.
Brain Dead was really good. We really enjoyed that.
Good.
It's disgusting. So yeah, I'd rather people think about us in terms of this darker stuff and not bloody Lord of the Flies or the Rings or whatever it's called.
Okay, yeah, I don't really want to talk about Peter Jackson, but let's talk about Peter Jackson. And I'm going to sound pretentious here and say, yeah, his earlier films were better. But I'm the type of person who, you know, for me, most there's a connection there with music as well. Like most musical artists I really enjoy their early material. That sounds pretentious as well, but there's a pureness there and an essence there of their music that's just really concentrated and raw. That kind of gets I don't know, I guess refined, but also watered down as they go through their career.
Yeah, I know what you mean about raw, early material by bands. I've been reading Thurston Moore's memoir, A Sonic Life, which is sort of about Sonic Youth, but also the punk no-wave scene. I've been listening to a lot of punk bands that I've never really listened to before, like Die Kreutzen. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but they released one album that was amazing, and then their other ones kind of got quite tame and almost sounded like bland Jane's Addiction versions before Jane's Addiction were even a band. But anyway, yeah, I love the rawness of a lot of bands' early material, and I tried to get that sound with our recording. So with our recording, we'd previously done 2 other recordings that were digital, and they were fine. They were good, and I mean the people we did them with were really competent and got a great sound. But they didn't have that immediacy and rawness that we have when we play live, and I just love the sound of, especially recording drums and bass to tape. So it just seemed perfect to do that with Moider Mother, and hopefully we'll continue to do that. And we made friends with this guy, Robin Osborne, who has a 2-track reel-to-reel, so he came in and operated that, and I sort of moved the mics around to get a sound that I thought suited us. And yeah, I tried to make it even more raw in post-production as well.
One of the things I really sort of strive for when we record and play live is I don't like to have any effects on my vocals at all, which is really unusual. And every time we have a sound guy, everyone's that really get us, they're always tempted to put a bit of reverb on, or
we're quite purist
something.
about it.
But it's because we're big fans of Lars von Trier, of his 5 Obstructions and Dogma 95. We want to make things kind of complicated.
Well, just a challenge.
The challenge, yeah.
Challenges kind of breed. What's the word really? I mean,
yeah.
I
think so.
It's
a pureness, a pureness that you won't get from something that's really slick and perfect and has all the bells and whistles. We want to strip all of that back and be completely bare.
By using a 4-track with Shocking Pinks, really helped me to sort of think outside the box. It forces you to do things in a quite sort of minimal fashion that you end up getting results that push you outside your comfort zone, and I really, really like that. So hopefully we'll continue to do that.
Yeah, sometimes I do worry about like people complaining about maybe the quality and are less likely to play it on the radio, because we do want people to hear our stuff, but at the same time we do not want to compromise our sound. We don't want us to be that radio friendly. We're just hoping that radio stations will be open-minded and want something that does sound a bit more analog rather than digital.
I think it'll sound really good on vinyl as well, and that's coming out in a few months.
So we were really lucky. We got the Saltbox Studios for a really good rate. So we had about 5 hours for $150, which is really good. But then that meant, because we don't have any money, we're like the kind of music we make, clearly we're not making money. So we only had 4 hours once everything was set up to record 14 songs.
Yeah, it was intense.
It was intense, right? Oh man, but I'm really glad I recorded most of it on video, and you can just sort of see those moments of triumph when we nail it with that. We were really up against the wall with every single take. But that's the thing, that's how we got that live, immediate sound, is by being like, we cannot fuck this up. We have to do this right. We have to do it
We were
now.
all in one room.
Yeah.
It was quite like Sun Records, in Memphis, just like an old sort of Carl Perkins or Roy Orbison recording. It was it was a challenging setup, but I think the results speak for themselves.
Yeah.
It's really nice to have you all here in the studio at Radio Dolby 89.6 FM, because we usually can't afford to fly more than one member of the band in. I know it's a bit of a tight squeeze fitting everyone here, but you're a family band, and how on earth does the family dynamics of that work?
Oh, well, I know that you didn't really see Noah because he's like cowering under the desk because he got a zombie bite on that way. And by the way, thanks for keeping us away from the flesh-eating ghouls for a couple of hours. We really appreciate it. Really nice view here from the studio too. That sky's a gorgeous shade of purple right now. Gee. Yeah, there's 3 of us actually. So Noah, the youngest son of mine, and Nick, of course, my husband. Actually, my eldest son, Ethan, he was in the band as well at the beginning, which was a super duper family band because that's both my kids. And Ethan and me did vocals. Of course, Noah plays drums and Nick plays bass. But unfortunately, Ethan was devoured entirely from head to toe by a horde of ravenous zombies. So he's no longer with us, sadly. And we really miss his voice and his contribution to the band and just his general vibe. It's quite tragic, really.
It's quite cool being in a family band because we have the same interests and we all like cults, cannibals and killers. And I've never been in a band where the music just flowed so easily and there's no like scheduling problems or things like that, people not showing up. It's been really good and easy actually, and I get to play my own beats, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, your beats are awesome.
By the way, that sneeze before was our other son, Junji, who's on the sticker that my father recently designed for us. And yeah, I found it really easy as well being in this band. I guess in the past I haven't found it as easy being in bands full stop, just because I'm such a perfectionist and maybe a control freak, or I just like sort of writing everything. But with this band, it's been fun and easy and not stressful at all.
Oh yeah, and the other son we're referring to is small and white and furry, and his name is Junji, and he's a hell beast, and we adore him.
Yes.
He's a good little boy.
Okay, but you know, seriously, like a family band, someone needs to call the shots. You know, who's in charge? You know, how do you manage to do it? How do you manage to stay together as a family? You know, when you're doing music, who makes the big calls? You know, this song's shit, the song's good. You know, dude, your bass line sucks. Your drums are terrible. That vocal, that lyrics awful. You know, how do you navigate that?
That's a really good question, actually. We're quite lucky in that we all just respect each other and listen to each other's ideas, and kind of, it's more of a group decision. Though Nick writes a lot of the like bass lines, he comes up with a lot of songs, but we've made songs based on Noah's drum beats that he's played us, like Dark-Sided, which I'm obsessed with the drums in that, and that's something that Noah just made up, and I was like, I just immediately started making up lyrics for it.
Yeah, and we do have songs like that are quite sort of jam based, and then, for example, at the moment there's a song we're doing called Union Scabs.
Union Scabs, yeah.
And I spent about a month kind of refining the composition of the song before I showed it to Hannah and Noah. So, there's not all of the songs have the same kind of process. Yeah, when we first started, songs were probably a bit faster in how they arrived, but as we're sort of trying to push ourselves a bit further, some of the newer ones are taking a bit longer to kind of get, because we're doing pieces that are a bit out of our comfort zone, which is great, which is the only way I'd want it to be, really. I wouldn't want to be in a band that are just sort of doing what's safe to them musically.
Yeah, I think it was really easy to come up with songs at first because Noah would be playing drums and Nick would be playing bass, and boom, that was a song. It was just really easy. But these two new songs for the new album, yeah, they've been a lot more, taken me a lot longer to write lyrics for, which is, yeah, definitely, they've been a lot more challenging, but I hope better, and we evolve.
Sometimes I do feel, especially sort of recently, that I'm pushing the other members of the band to do something that might not feel exactly natural to them, but it's all in the spirit of, just pushing the band further musically. And I probably, with Shocking Pinks, I was very much like that, I guess, because it was a solo project, and I'd had band members at certain times because I couldn't play all the instruments live, and I'm probably a bit bossy. but I'm older and more mature now, so we don't really have arguments or anything.
No, we generally
we have discussions,
Yeah, we have discussions. I mean, Noah's sometimes been like, nah, I don't like that, and I've been like, nah, I don't like that, and it's sweet. But then other times you sort of challenge that, and it's had a really good result.
It's been really interesting learning new beats. We've got a new beat for our song, and it's quite syncopated and offbeat, quite different. And I was able to pick it up. It was quite complicated, and it's cool because Nick showed me that beat for the song.
Yeah,
he picked it up
it's quite
so
a sort
quickly.
of
It's crazy.
It's got a lot of offbeats and triplets, rock fills in it, and I based it on some of Miles Davis's early 70s records, like Rated X and things like that, which are quite, the drummers on that are some of the best drummers in the world, probably. So it was great that Noah could pick it up so fast.
Yeah, I'm always impressed with how quickly Noah can pick up something that's just quite unnatural and very, very different to anything he's ever done. And he's mostly self-taught, and he comes up with some really creative stuff, but it's great that he can get taught some things as well.
I just feel like there are so many, not bands like us, but sort of heavier bands that only play 4/4 or 2/4. I mean, the beats that we're doing are in 4/4, but they're kind of hopefully sort of hopping around different genres a little bit, just to make it more interesting and harder to pin down, you know.
Man, Junji really loves those radium skies. He's throwing his little head off. He comes every year with us. We couldn't leave him behind. A little mutant cat.
He's even on our band logo.
Yeah, we're all kind of obsessed with him. He's definitely a family cat. He's the fourth member, really, since his big brother Ethan went off to Wellington.
But yeah, if you think that I'm kind of pulling the strings because of my past musical experience or what I've said, I think that's sort of incorrect, because Hannah's lyrics and her kind of force, they sort of designate the intensity of the music, and they sort of create an ideology or an anti-ideology for a lot of songs that are almost more important than the music in some ways, and it really sort of forces us to play more heavily or softer. Or I think that the mother is the spiritual center of the group.
Oh, shucks. I think we're all very equal, like we are in our personal relationships, but thanks. That's a nice thing to say.
We use a very minimal sort of skeletal lineup, instrumentation-wise, that most bands don't.
Yeah, I
really
don't use any effects on my vocals, anything like that. I like the whole Dogma 95 concept of Lars von Trier.
And the 5 obstructions.
The 5 obstructions.
You know, creating obstructions, things that push you out of your comfort zone. I was just talking to the band about Brian Eno's oblique strategies and things like that. Kind of, make you think differently about how you approach songs. But yeah, we heavily rely on each other because of our minimalism. And it's,
I consider us all like equally important and essential to how the band sounds. Like, we couldn't do this if one of us wasn't doing it. Like, we all bring something, and together it's more than the sum of the parts. But yeah, it's very collaborative. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, tell me a little bit about the new album you've been working on. What I'm really interested in is like what's your approach to recording? Like, do you go into a studio? Do you do it all at home? Like, how do you record your songs?
Well, we're about to start making it more of a home thing, because I'm actually, for the first time in a decade or something, I'm going to buy the 4-track that I used to record Shocking Pink stuff on, like the first album, the Shocking Pinks, and tracks from the other 2 as well, the other 2 or 3, and we'll be able to record our new songs at practices and stuff like that. Whereas the album that's about to come out, we hired a space at RDU studio,
Soapbox Studios,
for the afternoon for about 4 hours, and we recorded.
No, we were there. It was at least 5 hours, because we had to spend about a lot of time setting it up and packing it down. But we ended up only having just over 4 hours to record all 13 songs, which was interesting.
Yeah, it was great. RDU gave us a great rate, but we basically just hired, the deal was that we were just hiring out the space, but they ended up letting us use a couple of mics as well. And sort of a new friend of ours, Robin Osborne, came in with his 2-track and was operating the tape. I mean, it was really, really old school. It was like an early 80s Flying Nun recording, with him winding it back by hand after each take. And we just had to sort of get the best take, and we only had about 15 minutes for each song. And yeah, we'd practiced the songs pretty well, but it's going to be great not having, like, racing against the clock with our next recordings.
James Mahari and Simon Claridge from Soapbox Studios. James Mahari's with RDU. They've been super supportive of us from the get-go. We did this NFT release of like our first songs. We sent them like a really rough demo, and they gave us like a really polished version that we could release to the airwaves. So they've really, really helped us. Soapbox Studios is like a band rehearsal space that you can hire, but the acoustics in there were freaking great. So
we just used the space mainly, and we brought in our own stuff. But yeah, it's going to be great, sort of being completely in charge of it with the next release. I mean, I did all the mixing myself as well, and I've done the cover art for the new album. And yeah, the new songs are sounding really different as well for the next album after the one that's just about to come out. So I'm really excited about where we're heading with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been really impressed with how quickly Noah's just been okay with getting recorded and performing live, and we did a live to air for audio as well. And you just handled it so well.
It's easy.
I love it though that we're under those time constraints, to be honest, because it made it way more like what we're actually like live. You know, like, because we had so much pressure and it had to be so immediate, and we really couldn't mess it up. There's only a certain amount of tape, and we didn't want to keep rewinding it because it can kind of ruin it. We really just had to, just do our best and just go with it. But I really like that because it makes it sound, more urgent and more immediate, I guess.
I've been struggling for a long time with the idea of writing songs that are kind of a bit more melodic or softer or more like a ballad or something, because early on we wrote a song about the Heaven's Gate cult, and
I love it song.
And musically it just wasn't us at all. It was more, it would fit in with Shocking Thinks way better. And so since then I've been trying to think of writing something that would really suit us, and we've got a new song. What's it called?
Union Scum? Or
no, there's Union Scabs, and then there's
Scabs.
the other one.
Old Hollywood Dads.
Old Hollywood Dads. So that's almost the verse, and that's like a ballad, but for us at least. And it's really, really, really different to the album that's just about to come out. So that I'm quite pleased with. I've always been quite fussy about drum sounds on tape, because on analog, drums sound a lot more to me like they do in real life, whereas drums recorded digitally have a really dead, kind of soulless, cold sound that I'm not into at all. So it's going to be really great using a 4-track again, using the exact brand and model that I used to use, because over years and years and years, like I got it when I was 14, I think, so I kind of perfected for me the kind of drum production that I wanted to do. So I'll be able to bring that knowledge to our next album. And I can't wait to start, fiddling around with mics in our practice space to see how to get the best acoustic sound and things like that.
Yeah, sometimes I worry a bit that people are going to hear it and think it's like not very well produced, or like, because it just sounds so different to the stuff you normally hear on the radio. But then I heard that some people are intentionally adding effects to their recordings to make it sound like they are doing it on a
Not just some
thing.
people, a lot of people are doing that these days.
That's crazy. Just do it on analog.
Well, yeah.
I guess people just don't have that skill anymore, the equipment.
They don't. It's very hard to get that stuff as well. I mean, to buy this 4-track, I'm going to buy it tonight actually, and I'm having to get it from Japan. So it's not easy like it used to be, just buying it from a shop. It's very different.
Yeah, but man, I love that sound. I'm so excited that we got it. I just do not like digital. It doesn't suit Moider Mother. It doesn't sound like Moider Mother. It just like strips us of all of our like personality and grit. So I'm just really glad we can do it this way.
I'm glad you guys feel that way.
Hey, if someone's listening to the show this evening and they're interested in listening to more of Moider Mother, where's the best place for them to go?
We have an album coming out shortly called Miracle Healing Crusade on Leather Jacket Records, so a good place to check us out would be via their Bandcamp. I think there's vinyl, cassettes, both formats are coming out.
And of course, you can listen online and buy the album online.
Yeah. It's a digital release. There's already a single out from the record, which has a B-side of a malaria cover, which is quite fun.
And my first one named Infants in there as well.
Yeah, the quality isn't as good. I mean, it's actually a lot better to most people's ears, but to me, it doesn't really suit our sound as well as the album does. It's not quite as raw.
I also highly recommend, if you can track us down, come and see us live, because our recordings are great. I totally stand by them and all, but there's something about us live. I think we really are one of those sort of like live bands. You'll have a hell of an experience. You won't regret coming to one of our shows. Or maybe you'll be terrified and totally regret it, but that's kind of part of the fun, isn't it?
Hannah's an actor, so the theatricality is a big thing to her.
Well,
I'm more into recording, but
yeah.
so that's just me. I like playing live too.
And Noah's fantastic live as well. I'm not an actor.
Recording.
I'm not an actor at all. I got my ATCL in speech drama at Trinity College London, but I didn't like actors. I like musicians, so I just thought, nah, I'm not doing acting. But I've brought over what I learned in that realm to what I do with Moider Mother, for sure. Yeah. And a really good way to find out about any new releases or videos or shows we're going to do is to add us on Instagram as our main account. That's where we mostly go. It's still pretty erratic, but we will let you know for everything that's important, and a few other little random things is always going to be on Instagram. We dabble on Facebook, a bit of TikTok, a bit of YouTube, but for now, right now, it's Instagram, and all of our social medias are Moider Mother. So there's no other Moider Mothers, so you'll find us. So please do follow us on the social medias to find out what we're up to and what we're doing, and connect with us, because we really, really love feedback. And yeah, it's really, we've gotten really, really great responses from people, and it's after our shows and just in general. So yeah, we really love that part of it. We're very honoured to have that kind of response.
Hannah, Nick and Noah, thank you so much for coming and joining us here at Radio Dolby 89.6 FM. I know travelling all the way over to Dolby City is it's a bit of a mission. What I like to do, I'd like to finish up the show with a wonderful song of yours called Dark-Sided. Can you tell us anything about that song before I play it?
Yes, thank you so much for having us. It's been such a pleasure. We've really enjoyed our time here in this wonderful city. Dark-Sided. Okay, so I have a slight addiction to certain reality TV shows. Only some, not all. Most of them are trash. But there's this one called Wife Swap USA, and there was this, and I don't watch all of them, but there's this religious woman, and one of them, she's quite infamous, and she ends up with a family that's kind of into paganism, witchcraft, which she really has a problem with, and she has this complete and utter hysterical meltdown when she gets back to her own family and says that they're a dark-sided family that she's staying with, and they're into dark-sided stuff, and she screams that she's not a Christian! And I loved it so much that I thought, well, this has to make its way into a song.
The way the dark-sided sounded was I was just jamming out on the drums, making up a random beat, and then made me like that, and just started singing the lyrics, and it all just came together like that.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite drum beats ever. I don't know, it was so random. It was quite different from anything we've ever done. It just sort of emerged.
I think you went to the bathroom and Nora and I were in that space and he played that beat and I loved it and said, keep playing it. And I just came up with a bass line that was almost like a reggae or ska bass line, although I kind of hate ska. Some reggae's okay, but it's just sort of the beat of the bass line is sort of off beat. It's very syncopated, and yeah, it was really, really fun to come up with that one.
It was one of those really happy coincidences, yeah, because I had the whole dark-sided concept in my head, and then I was like, hang on, this works perfectly. So yeah, we love it when things like that.
Okay, so Brother Dolby,
Check.
here we are, Dolby City again, walking the, the back the back streets.
The back streets.
That's where we live. I'm just tired of trying, so hard to make it here in Dolby City.
What do you
I just
mean,
want to
man?
know, is it worth it? Are we
Of
ever
course it is.
gonna achieve any sort of success? So
Of course we are, man.
I'm desperate, so
Don't
I've decided
say
to
no.
go visit clairvoyant,
Oh,
fortune teller, whatever.
no. These guys are fucking shit. They're just ridiculous, made up nonsense.
Well, it'll I don't know. It'll make things clearer at
Okay.
least. I think just around the corner here. It's highly recommended. Quinn
Okay.
Baker said she's really,
Oh, yeah,
she's
of
really
course he
good.
did.
Actually, we'll try
Of
it
course
out.
he did.
Here we go. Here it is.
Hello, how can I help you?
I just want to know, will we ever be famous? Yeah, I'm just tired.
I can certainly point you in the right direction.
So can you help us?
I can contact people who can.
Oh, okay. Like, who?
Are you ready?
Why'd you buy into this,
you
man?
ready, Brother Dolby?
Yeah, whatever.
Let's do it.
I am channeling now.
Oh,
I am feeling a presence.
thank goodness.
It is definitely a he. He is telling me something.
Mm-hmm.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar
Oh,
if I was to say to you,
Girl, we couldn't get much higher. I don't want to talk to Jim fucking Morrison. I want something more contemporary than that.
The biggest fraud in bloody rock
I
music
am
as well.
channeling now. Wait, someone is here.
Oh.
He is yelling something at me. He wants to give you advice. How many ways to get what you want? I use the best. I use the rest. I use the enemy.
Right, Dylan, you've wasted your time. Come on, you got to accept
Someone
this
is banging on the door of the afterlife.
Here we go.
He says a mulatto, an albino, a mosquito, my libido.
That's
Oh, yeah, Kurt
Kurt
Cobain
Cobain,
never
Kurt
made
Cobain,
much sense, to be honest. Give me someone else. Hurry up.
Another
This
hack.
one feels feminine. What kind of fuckery is this? You made me
Amy
miss the
Winehouse,
secret gift
Amy Winehouse.
and thought I didn't love you when I did.
This is
Can't
a joke.
believe you played me out like that.
Oh,
I
fuck
think she
this.
might have been drinking. Oh, she also says, go fuck yourself, Dolby.
What? Aye, well, who's got last laugh now?
Yeah, Brother Dolby on the beat, on the street, on the heat. What a feat, what a meet. No, why, hell no. Why'd you go to Dolby City? Cause you just don't know. It's awesome place to be king, king of the kings. Can you hear that ring, 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 sing-a-ling-ling? It's automatic, feel fantastic. Something in the air, are you on it? Are you over it? Or just round and around and around? Cause it's real, it's imagination. In Dolby City, it's real, it's a nation. A nation state, state of mind. Outside your head, just a place where peace of mind. Do you mind? I don't mind. Haven't got any comment, not to you or any other. Just got one thing to say to my Dolby brother. This beat just meets me high on the street. Tap my feet to your beat, take a seat. I could eat the beat, but I won't. Even though it tastes good, my mouth says don't. Savor it, flavor it, mix it and shake it. It's irresistible, not contestable, not irritable, miserable, diabolical. It's mystical. It's mystical. It's mystical. It's mystical.
mystical. It's mystical. It's mystical. It's mystical. It's mystical.
Do you ever, wonder about the future and think, what's going to happen in the future? Because the future is actually now. You should be living in the present. But if you want to bring the future into the present, you should check out Dolby City Clairvoyance, because they've got a relatively fairly good group of people who most kind of know what's going to happen in the future if you ask them, and they're pretty accurate in the things that they say. They try their best not to be too vague and open to interpretation. Dolby City Clairvoyance, they're mostly, they're good, if you're into that sort of thing.
Don't be square. Get all your fixes and mixes with Dolby Radio.
And that brings us to the end of another episode, Dylan, man.
Uh-huh.
That was a great interview. Talking about Peter Jackson, and you were mentioning Brain Dead. That was on the UK Video Nasties list back in the 80s, with like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and I Spit on Your Grave. I always thought it was funny, that was on the list, because it's more of a comedy, silly movie, but it was one of the big ones. I remember going to a friend's house, and he had this movie. He went to Cyprus and got his. When you went on holiday, that's where you got all your bootleg VHSs, and then we were all dying to go around to watch Ninja Turtles, and the other one was Brain Dead. I just remember that front cover with the guy, the alien dude sticking his fingers up. It was everyone wanted to watch it. It's it's just crack up, man. Love that.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember those times. I'm sure that that first one was called. It's a bad taste. Was that the first movie?
Oh, that's right. It's Bad Taste. I'm mixing up movies, eh? I'm Derek, and Derek's don't run.
All right. If you were listening this week, thank you very much for your time. Usual thanks to Shona for our stingers. Join us for our next episode, where we have got the amazing, multi-talented Wig Wolf, who is coming into the studio all the way from Texas to talk about his movies, his music, his art, and it should be a fantastic show. Right, we're going to finish off with a little song, which is called I Don't Know What to Sing About, which is, it's true. If you don't know what to sing about, you just make up rubbish, really, eh? It's Radio Dolby 89.6 FM. See you next time. Okay, this is a song about I never know what my songs are about before the music kicks in, really, but the song's about it's about this. I don't know what to sing about anymore. I don't know what to sing about. I can sing about life in Dolby City. I can sing about the joy that it brings. I can sing about the people around me. I I can sing about the beautiful things.
Where they sing about this and they sing about that. The Dolby Brothers put Manny on the map. We don't want the violence, so keep the guns strapped. We don't want to hear no rat-tat-tat. We want to keep it breezy, keep it cheesy. The best in the man, if we're real, keep it cheesy. If you ain't listening to our shit man now, I'll tell you about it.
Brother Dolby, what should we sing about?
Anything at all, dude.
Brother Dolby, what should we sing about?
Yo, you run it.
Brother Dolby, what should we sing about?
Could sing about anything, slippers, nothing.
Brother Dolby, what should we sing about?
You earn our respect, man.
Brother Dolby, what should we sing about?
5th season, brother.
Brother Dolby, what should we sing about?
Anything, anything.
Brother Dolby, what should we sing about? Brother Dolby, what should we sing about? Sometimes I think about singing about other things apart from Dolby City, but you know, Brother Dolby, what it's like, eh? It's
Yeah, man. I know, man.
it's hard to sing about other things
This is the only thing we know, dude. So how can we?
when there's only one thing you know.
Yeah, man. Amen, amen.
It's hard to sing about other things
Can't sing about anything about what's real for us.
when there's only one thing you know.
This is the only thing we know, man. Yo,
It's hard to sing about other
don't
things
sing about anything but wouldn't be real
when there's only one thing you know.
if it wasn't like this, man.
So I guess Brother Dolby, you know, there's love songs and there's what other songs are there apart from what you know? Yeah, there's charity songs and I guess there's angry songs from repressed trauma and that sort of thing.